Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 63 here on season 1. Today we are diving into what should I do with my Acorns portfolio / account in case of a crash. This comes from a fellow YouTuber or a fellow subscriber named Stodium. Stodium asked, I'm investing in Acorns right now. Would you recommend I pull out and wait until the crash happens? I'm saving for the short term FYY, which I think he means FYI, for your information, 3 to 4 years. So he looks like he's saving for 3 to 4 years. So I think that yes. So what should you do in a crash? First of all, you need to come down to your goals. Why are you investing? And I talk about this in my last episode as well. When in college, what should I do with my portfolio or whatever? I'll put it right there. I talk about goals. So obviously for him, he's looking at short-term investing. I don't know if he's looking for short-term investing gains or if he's looking just to use it as a savings account to help him save money via the roundups and automatic deposits that come with that. So my first question to you is, Stodium, why not a high interest CD? It says you're going to be in there for 3 to 4 years. I think that you can get a 3 to 4 year certificate of deposit at like 3%, which actually might, and then you can't touch that money either. So it would actually help you save because it'll be locked in there for 3 to 4 years. And on some CDs, you can actually continue to put money in there. You just can't, you can't pull out the return on your investment until 3 to 4 years. So why not a CD instead of Acorns, first of all, would be my first answer. So if you're saving for 3 to 4 years and you're saving for something specific, I would recommend just closing your Acorns account and going to a certificate of deposit to help you save. But if you're in Acorns for like a high rate of return or something like that, then obviously the crash isn't really important to you because you're really in it to try to get those big gains, which you're going to have huge volatility anyways. So I would say it's up to you, but I think that maybe you're in Acorns just to save money, which if it works for you and the auto stash and the auto and the roundups work for you, then there's nothing wrong with keeping your money in there. I would just change it to a conservative portfolio, and I'll touch on that here in a second. Also, if you're looking for 3 to 4 years and you think that there's a crash that's going to happen, treasury bonds are probably pretty good. Typically when inflation starts rising really quickly, treasury bonds also increase in value. So that might be a good idea for you as well, is to go into treasury bonds. Or even, last episode I didn't touch on this, but REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge on that. One of the books I've been reading talks about those also hedging against inflation as well. So those two things you could also go into. Treasury bonds are also going to are going to be a lot less risky than real estate investment trust. So I would recommend treasury bonds. However, when you change your account to the conservative portfolio, and this is the reason why I recommend the conservative portfolio specifically for those people that are like, the money is really important to you, is because it's going to preserve at least 60% is going to be preserved in bonds. So that's corporate bonds and then also government bonds, which are, in other words, treasury bonds. So I touched on treasury bonds earlier in case you didn't see that. So there'll be treasury bonds and then corporate bonds. And so that's going to asset protect at least 60% of your money that's in there. So the other stuff that's invested in like real estate and big corporate stocks and that kind of stuff will not be protected as much, but you only expected to lose probably about 40% of that. So if you're looking for the next 3 to 4 years, I would say the conservative portfolio would be the best for you. But if you're looking for the highest rate of return or the most risky rate, I would say, if you're like 3 to 4 years and I don't care about the money, I'm just going to pull it out in 3 to 4 years. What's wrong with going with the aggressive account? You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like for you, the money is more important. That's why you're asking about how do I preserve my money in case of the crash? What should I do with it? So yeah, I think that putting it to the conservative account would be your best bet for 3 to 4 years. Also, I would say, you know what? Try to do both. Try to do like Acorns, but instead of, I don't know how much you're putting. Say you're putting $100 a month in there. I would say do like 80 or whatever 70% of that into Acorns, and then do the 30% into a certificate of deposit, so you can so you'll at least keep some liquidity here in 3 to 4 years, and then you'll also have the Acorns account for the higher rate of return. Yeah. Anyways, I hope that answers your question. So that's what I would do with in case of a crash. Is I would switch to a conservative portfolio, which would asset protect a lot of my money that I have. I would also try to keep a lot of liquidity, or try to keep it as liquid as possible, which would be, as liquid as possible, which would mean not buying like hard gold and silver, because that's really hard to turn back into cash. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the question of the day. Question of the day is, what was the last thing you bought? The last thing I bought today was actually a stock. This stock is, I will tell you, because honestly I don't care. I bought this stock called SLCA. It's a company that mines petroleum, or they like put sand down, and that helps the petroleum come out. So I felt like yesterday they hit like a 52-week low. I felt like they were really undervalued because their earnings and that kind of stuff have been increasing over the course of the year, and actually they increased the last like 3 to 4 years. They're still paying consistent dividends. Their dividends actually had increased since they first started paying them. So I feel like they were just undervalued, and for some reason people didn't like them. Probably because of what's going on with petrol right now, with petroleum. So that was the last thing I bought. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Don't forget to subscribe up here. Check out why I changed my Acorns portfolio, and then check out this other cool video right here. And until next time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.